The sky above the planet Xerion shimmered with strange, shifting colors. Clouds glowed faintly green, and twin suns reflected off the metallic mountains below. From the highest peak of the obsidian cliffs, a massive figure watched the horizon. She was tall, imposing, and her armor reflected light in angles that made her seem almost untouchable. This was the alien queen, ruler of the Xerion swarm. Her voice was low and careful as she spoke to herself, adjusting the intricate plates of her battle armor. "Careful. That part is critical," she whispered. Her fingers traced the seams of the chest plate, ensuring nothing could fail in the coming battle. Far below, a small human team approached the cliffs, their spacecraft camouflaged in the rocky terrain. They had landed in secret, knowing the planet was crawling with dangerous creatures and most were loyal to the alien queen. But the humans had a plan. They were not here to fight. They were here to learn. Lieutenant Mara Voss led the team. She was human, of course, but she carried herself like she belonged among the stars. Her eyes, a bright hazel, scanned the terrain with sharp intelligence. "Sensors show life forms ahead," she said quietly into her communicator. "But it's not immediate danger. We move slowly, step by step." The team nodded, keeping low among the rocks. Their mission was dangerous, but the prize was too important to ignore. Humans had struggled for years to understand the Xerion swarms. They were not mindless invaders. They had structure, hierarchy, and intelligence far beyond ordinary aliens. The Queen herself was a legend among interstellar researchers, a being of strategy and strength feared by all who faced her. Meanwhile, atop the cliffs, the alien Queen finished adjusting her armor. She moved with precision, as though every piece of metal and energy conduit was a part of her body. Even though her species had natural shields and exoskeletons, she preferred the armor. It enhanced her power, protected her vital systems, and reminded all who saw her that she was a ruler. Her mind, however, was already elsewhere, calculating the patterns of patrols, the strength of her forces, and the movements of potential intruders. Unseen, the humans advanced. Mara led them across a narrow bridge of natural rock, careful not to trigger the pressure-sensitive sensors planted by the Queen's guards. Her team was small but well-trained. Each member understood stealth, observation, and the delicate art of staying invisible among a dangerous predator species. As they approached the base of the cliffs, Mara's communicator buzzed softly. "Queen's patrol rotation is changing," the team's tech expert whispered. "They'll be nearby in less than 2 minutes. You need to hide." Mara nodded. She flattened herself behind a jagged rock formation, just as a patrol of 4 Xerion warriors passed. They were taller than humans, with multiple arms and glistening chitinous skin. Their movements were swift and precise. Each step they took seemed to resonate with the ground itself. "They're impressive," one of the humans muttered. "Even in armor, they move fast." Mara's eyes narrowed. "They are organized, but we are smarter. Observe, learn, and we adapt." The patrol disappeared over the ridge, leaving a silence that felt alive. Mara exhaled slowly and signaled her team to continue. Step by step, they ascended the cliffs, using handholds carved naturally into the rock. Meanwhile, above, the alien Queen had sensed a subtle disturbance. Her senses were attuned to vibrations, smells, and energy signatures. Something unusual moved beneath her cliffs. Something small, clever, and cautious. Her antennae twitched slightly, detecting traces of human technology. "They are here," she whispered, not in alarm but in consideration. "Curious creatures, daring but fragile." She straightened, her armor plates shifting with a quiet metallic hum. "Let them come. We will see how they learn to survive." The humans reached a high ledge near the Queen's fortress. From there, they could observe her without being seen. Mara raised her scanner and carefully pointed it at the Queen. The readings were astonishing. Energy fields surrounded her armor, tuned to repel attacks and enhance her strength. Her body, even without the armor, radiated power. Humans had studied alien rulers before, but none had ever seen a being like this up close. Her strength is unlike anything recorded, the tech expert whispered. Her armor adapts to threats almost instantly. If we tried to fight, we'd fail. Mara shook her head. We don't fight. We learn. That's how humans survive, through intelligence, adaptation, and persistence. Observe every move she makes. Learn her patterns. That's our weapon. Suddenly, the alien queen moved. She stepped onto the edge of her fortress, the metal of her armor clinking softly. A glow from her chest piece pulsed, scanning the surroundings. The humans froze. They had not been detected yet, but the sense of her awareness was overwhelming. Mara held her breath. She knew that in a direct confrontation they were fragile, tiny creatures compared to the queen. But in knowledge they had power. In patience they had strength. And in determination they had humanity. Hours passed as the humans studied her, from their hidden vantage point. Every gesture, every shift of her armor, every movement of her guards was recorded. They noticed patterns, patrol rotations, energy surges in her armor, and subtle changes in her stance that indicated attention. Finally, as the twin suns began to dip behind the horizon, the queen paused and looked out over the cliffs. Her voice, soft and melodic, carried just enough for the humans to hear, though she did not know they were listening. "This world is mine," she whispered, "and all who enter must respect its rules, or fail." Mara exhaled quietly. "We are respecting the rules," she said. "We watch, we learn. That is how we survive." As night fell on Xerion, the alien fortress glowed faintly, a beacon of intelligence and power. The humans retreated to a hidden cave below the cliffs to review their data. Every detail they had collected would be crucial for understanding the Queen, her forces, and the planet itself. Mara looked out at the stars above. "Humans are small," she said softly, "but we adapt, we survive, and we will not be forgotten." The alien queen, unaware of the tiny observers below, continued her vigilance, adjusting her armor carefully. "Careful. That part is critical," she whispered again. And with those words, part 1 of the story closed, setting the stage for discovery, strategy, and the subtle, relentless clash of intellects that would define this encounter between human ingenuity and alien power. The night on Xerion was alive with subtle sounds. Even in darkness, the planet seemed to pulse with energy. Crystalline plants glowed faintly, and the wind whispered across jagged cliffs. In the hidden cave below, the alien queen's fortress, Mara Voss and her team reviewed the data they had collected during the day. Every movement of the queen, every patrol pattern, every pulse from her armor was analyzed. "We need to understand her completely," Mara said, pointing to a glowing display of energy readings. "This isn't just about survival, it's about learning how humans can match intelligence with power." Her team nodded. Each member had spent years training for dangerous missions. They were human, yes, small and fragile compared to the Xerion, but they had ingenuity and adaptability on their side. That had always been humanity's greatest advantage. "Her armor is reactive," the tech expert Liara said. "It shifts energy shields based on movement speed, even temperature changes. It's almost alive, and it can counter almost any attack we've seen before." Mara leaned closer. "Then we do not attack. Not yet. Observation is our weapon. We need to know how she thinks, how she moves, and how her forces operate. Knowledge is our advantage, not strength." Meanwhile, atop the cliffs, the alien queen continued her patrols. She adjusted her armor carefully, each piece sliding into place as if it were a part of her own body. She moved with a quiet grace, but there was power in every motion. Her senses detected even the faintest anomalies, the smallest vibrations in the ground, and the softest energy emissions. Somewhere below, she sensed the presence of the humans, though she did not yet see them. A strange curiosity arose. Humans were fragile, unpredictable, and resourceful. That combination made them dangerous in ways larger, stronger creatures often underestimated. They are clever, she whispered to herself. But clever is not enough. Survival requires understanding and respect for the world. Back in the cave, the humans prepared for a deeper exploration of the fortress. They had decided that their next step would involve sending a small, stealthy drone. It was tiny, nearly invisible, with silent propulsion and high-definition sensors. The drone would approach the Queen's inner chambers, collecting intelligence without being detected. Mara's hands moved skillfully over the controls. "Remember," she said, "we are here to learn. Any confrontation must be avoided. If we are discovered, we retreat immediately." The drone launched silently, gliding over jagged rocks and moving past patrol routes with careful precision. From their hidden vantage point, the team watched every movement. The alien queen paused near a massive energy gate that protected the entrance to her inner fortress. She adjusted a segment of her armor, her fingers tracing seams with precision. "Careful, that part is critical," she whispered again, unaware of the drone slipping past her defenses. The drone's cameras transmitted live feeds of the inner chambers. The humans could see energy conduits, defensive turrets, and a complex network of control systems that seemed alive with intelligence. Every room reflected the Queen's careful planning. Nothing wow. The first light of Zirion's twin suns broke over the jagged cliffs, painting the landscape in gold and violet. The planet stirred as its native creatures began their daily routines, but the alien queen remained vigilant. She moved with the precision of a master strategist, adjusting her armor carefully. Even though she had rested through the night, she continued to whisper to herself, "Careful, that part is critical." Every motion, every adjustment was purposeful. She was preparing, not just for patrols, but for challenges that might come from unexpected quarters. Below, Mara Voss and her team had emerged from their hiding place. The humans were not eager to confront the Queen directly, but they were ready to deepen their exploration. They had learned from their observations the previous day and night. Now the plan was to explore parts of the fortress's exterior that the Queen might not guard as heavily. Mara led the team across rocky terrain, each step calculated to avoid the attention of patrolling Zirion warriors. The humans moved quietly, relying on agility and intelligence rather than brute strength. Their advantage lay in observation and strategy, qualities that had allowed humanity to survive countless challenges across the stars. "Sensors show a weak point in the outer wall," Liara whispered, pointing to the holographic display. "The energy shield is thinner here, probably because it supports the main structural conduit. We can get closer without being detected." Mara nodded. "We are not here to attack. We are here to learn. Remember that. Our goal is knowledge." As they approached the wall, the humans paused behind a natural outcrop. The fortress rose above them like a living machine, its energy fields pulsing faintly. Even from a distance, they could see the alien queen moving inside, adjusting her armor, interacting with her guards, and checking her systems. Every action was deliberate, revealing intelligence that went far beyond instinct. The humans deployed another stealth drone smaller than the first to navigate the outer wall. Its cameras fed live images back to the team, revealing the structure of the energy shields and the layout of guard patrols. Each observation added pieces to the puzzle of the Queen's domain. "She is always careful," Mara noted quietly. "Every guard, every shield, every piece of armor, it all serves a purpose. Nothing is left to chance. That's what we must understand." The drone transmitted images of the Queen interacting with her officers. She gave subtle signals, adjusting patrols and energy flows. Her movements were graceful yet commanding. Even without weapons, she radiated authority. Humans had encountered leaders before, but none matched this level of strategic mastery. Suddenly, the ground trembled slightly. The alien Queen's senses detected the disturbance instantly. Her antennae twitched and she stopped her work, focusing on the source. "Intruders," she whispered softly. "Or something else?" The humans froze, holding their position. The Queen's perception was sharp, but she could not see them directly. Mara signaled the team to remain still. Patience was their ally. Any rash movement could end the mission. After a tense few minutes, the disturbance passed, leaving only the faint echoes of movement from distant wildlife. The queen resumed her work, adjusting her armor with meticulous care. Her words were quiet but deliberate. Careful. That part is critical. Even in the absence of immediate threat, her vigilance never wavered. The drone completed its sweep and returned safely to the humans. Mara reviewed the images. The queen's armor is not just protective, it's adaptive. Every movement, every adjustment changes its response. If we were to face her, it would be nearly impossible to predict how she reacts. Then we do not face her, Liara said firmly. We learn, we adapt, and we survive. That is what humans do best. With renewed focus, the team mapped the exterior defenses of the fortress. They studied guard routines, energy shield cycles, and structural layouts. Every detail was valuable, forming a picture of how the queen maintained control over her domain. As the day progressed, the humans discovered an observation tower at the highest point of the fortress. Its energy shields were thinner than the rest, and from it the queen could see the entire surrounding terrain. Mara realized that controlling this vantage point was the key to understanding her strategy. Her strength comes not just from power, Mara said quietly. It comes from vision, foresight, and preparation. She sees the battlefield before it exists. Humans must do the same to survive. Meanwhile, the alien queen completed a survey of her own forces. She moved through the fortress with authority, interacting with guards and advisors. Her armor shimmered under the light, each piece aligned perfectly. She paused occasionally, whispering to herself, "Careful. That part is critical." The words were a reminder of precision, a mantra that guided her actions. Unseen, the humans positioned themselves near the base of the observation tower. Mara considered the next move carefully. Direct confrontation was impossible and unnecessary. The goal was to understand, not to attack. She signaled for the drone to ascend the tower silently, capturing every detail from above. The drone navigated the energy shields with precision, moving past patrols and structural defenses. From its vantage point, the humans could see the full extent of the fortress. Defensive turrets, energy conduits, and armored walkways stretched in all directions. Every feature revealed the queen's careful planning and strategic genius. She is preparing for threats from all directions, Mara said, and we are small, insignificant creatures in her eyes. Yet observation gives us power. Knowledge is our advantage. As the drone completed its survey, the humans retreated to a hidden cave nearby. They reviewed the data carefully, noting patterns and vulnerabilities, not to exploit violently, but to understand. Every human knew that their survival depended on intelligence, patience, and adaptability. The alien queen, unaware of the drone's intrusion, continued her routine. She adjusted energy flows, checked her armor systems, and gave commands to her officers. Her presence was commanding, yet calm. Every motion conveyed control, precision, and strategic mastery. Mara looked at the displays, her mind racing with possibilities. Humans are not strong, she said, but we are clever, persistent, and adaptable. That is how we survive, and that is how we will understand beings like her. Hours passed as the humans analyzed the data. Patterns emerged. Patrol schedules, shield fluctuations, and energy surges that indicated points of high importance. Every observation strengthened their understanding of the queen's domain. Meanwhile, the alien queen paused at the center of her fortress. She surveyed her surroundings, her senses attuned to every detail. Even without knowing it, she was teaching the humans valuable lessons: precision, patience, and the importance of careful preparation. Knowledge is power, she whispered softly. And care ensures survival. Every detail matters, every part is critical. The humans settled for the night, hidden safely in their cave. The twin moons of Zirian glimmered above, casting silver light across the cliffs. Mara reflected on the day's discoveries. Humans were small and fragile, yet their minds allowed them to survive where strength alone could not. "Tomorrow," she said quietly, We move closer. We will learn more. Observation is our shield, intelligence our weapon, and no matter how powerful they are, humans endure. As night fell over the fortress, the alien queen continued her vigilance, adjusting her armor, whispering to herself, and preparing for the unseen challenges that might arrive. The stage was set for an intricate dance of strategy, intellect, and adaptation between humans and one of the most powerful alien rulers in the galaxy. Part 3 closed on a quiet but tense note. Humans advancing in knowledge, the Queen demonstrating intelligence and care, and the slow but relentless approach of understanding and strategy that would define the encounters to come. Dawn broke over the jagged cliffs of Xerion, painting the planet in soft gold and violet. Mist rose from deep valleys, curling around the alien flora and the metallic walls of the fortress. From the high observation tower, the alien queen watched carefully. Her armor glinted faintly in the twin sun's light, each segment aligned, perfectly. She moved with the precision of one who trusted neither chance nor weakness. "Careful. That part is critical," she whispered to herself. Every motion was deliberate, every step calculated. Below the cliffs, Mara Voss and her human team prepared for the next phase of their mission. They had spent days observing the Queen and her fortress, and their understanding had grown. Knowledge was their weapon, and patience their shield. Today, they would take a step closer. "We move in smaller teams," Mara instructed. "Observation is still our goal, but we need more detailed data. We cannot be seen. We cannot be discovered." Liara checked the equipment carefully. Drones were ready, sensors were calibrated, and communications were encrypted. The humans had refined their strategy to the smallest detail, just as the Queen had refined her armor and defenses. "Her awareness is extraordinary," Liara said softly. "Even in her sleep cycles, she detects tiny anomalies in the environment. We cannot rely on speed alone, we must rely on strategy." Mara nodded. "Humans survive because we adapt, we observe, we endure. That is our advantage." The team advanced across the rocky terrain, moving carefully between shadows and natural cover. The fortress loomed above, its energy shields pulsing in rhythm, with some hidden system. Guards patrolled in silent precision, their movements synchro. The twin suns of Xerion rose high, casting sharp shadows across the jagged cliffs and metallic surfaces of the alien fortress. The day promised danger, yet opportunity. Mara Voss and her team prepared carefully for their next mission, a closer exploration of the inner fortress. They had observed the alien queen for days, studying patrols, energy flows, and patterns in her armor adjustments. Knowledge had always been humans' greatest weapon, and today it would guide them. "We move carefully," Mara instructed. "The Queen's awareness is unmatched. Any mistake, any sudden movement, and she will detect us. We must rely on patience, observation, and timing." Liara checked the equipment one last time. The mini-drones were ready, sensors calibrated to capture energy signatures and map defensive systems. The team carried lightweight tools and data pads, prepared to record everything they saw. Humans were physically small, but their minds were keen, and today intelligence would be their shield. The climb to the side entrance was difficult. Jagged rocks threatened to cut hands and feet, and the thin air at the high cliffs made each step exhausting. But the humans moved carefully, maintaining silence and precision. Every crevice, shadow, and natural cover point was used. From above, the alien queen sensed subtle changes in the environment. Her antennae twitched as energy readings fluctuated. She adjusted her armor, the plates sliding with a soft hum. "Careful, that part is critical," she whispered, a mantra of vigilance that guided every movement. The humans reached the side entrance. A patrol of Xerion warriors passed just beyond the doorway. Mara signaled for the drone to move first. The small device glided silently through the energy barrier, recording the interior. The feed revealed corridors lined with energy conduits, turrets with automated targeting, and control panels that monitored every corner of the fortress. "They anticipate everything," Mara whispered. Every movement, every possibility. But humans learn. That is our power. The drone transmitted live images as it moved deeper. The corridors branched into multiple paths, each with subtle defenses and guard rotations. Observation revealed patterns, pauses at certain energy nodes, shifts in turret readiness, and small variations in guard movements. These patterns formed a roadmap for survival. Suddenly, a guard turned in the drone's direction. Its sensors flickered. Mara froze, signaling the team to hold. The guard's antennae twitched, and for a tense moment it paused. Then, apparently satisfied, it moved on. Humans exhaled quietly. Observation had succeeded, but caution remained. Vital. Inside the fortress, the alien queen moved with grace and authority. Her armor hummed softly as she adjusted energy flows and checked her systems. She gave commands to her officers through subtle gestures and shifts in posture. Every movement revealed intelligence, strategy, and a careful attention to detail. Mara watched the feed closely. "We learn by seeing patterns," she said. "Humans survive by adapting. Observation, patience, and understanding give us strength that size and power cannot." The team advanced cautiously, following the path mapped by the drone. They moved silently through shadowed corridors, careful not to trigger sensors or alert guards. Every step was measured, every breath controlled. Humans were fragile, but their minds compensated, allowing them to endure where physical strength might fail. Suddenly, the ground vibrated. A heavy presence moved nearby. The alien queen had sensed something. Her awareness of the environment was unmatched. Her armor adjusted, shields shimmering in response to potential threats. "They are close," she murmured. "Small, clever creatures. Bold, yet careful. Interesting." Mara signaled the team to take cover. A patrol passed near the corridor they were using, unaware of their presence. The tension was high, but the humans remained calm. They had learned patience, and patience had kept them alive. After the patrol moved on, the team pressed forward. The corridors led to a central chamber filled with control panels, energy conduits, and holographic maps of the fortress. The level of organization was astonishing. Every panel, every display, every conduit revealed the Queen's meticulous planning. Liara tapped a console, sending a remote probe to record energy patterns. "Her systems are alive," she said softly. "They adapt to threats, monitor every corner, and respond instantly. But we are learning. That is our advantage." Mara nodded. "Humans survive by understanding, by observing, by adapting. Today, we collect knowledge. Tomorrow, we use it wisely." Suddenly, a low hum filled the chamber. Turrets along the walls, activated, scanning for intruders. The humans froze. Sensors detected anomalies, precisely the kind that the Queen's patrols had triggered. The alien Queen's voice echoed softly in their minds. Not words exactly, but a presence that conveyed awareness and intelligence. "Careful. That part is critical," she whispered, reinforcing the mantra that guided her vigilance. The team retreated quickly, following the safest route mapped by the drones. Every motion was calculated, every decision deliberate. Humans survived not through strength but through intellect, adaptation, and teamwork. Outside the chamber, they paused in a shadowed corridor. Mara reviewed the data from the drones and sensors. "We are learning her patterns," she said. "Her intelligence is extraordinary, but knowledge gives humans power. We endure because we adapt." Meanwhile, the alien queen surveyed her fortress. Her armor shimmered under the light, and every movement was precise. She had sensed the intruders but not seen them directly. Curiosity, not anger, guided her. "They observe," she whispered. "Small, fragile, yet persistent. Interesting creatures." The humans continued their retreat, mapping every detail of the corridors, energy systems, and guard rotations. Each observation strengthened their understanding, each data point a step toward survival. Humans were not the strongest, but their minds allowed them to endure, to adapt, and to strategize in ways even the Queen might not anticipate. Night fell over the fortress. The twin moons cast pale light on the cliffs, the jagged rocks, and the hidden cave where the humans rested. Mara studied the maps and recordings. Her strength is overwhelming, she said softly. But knowledge gives us power. Observation is our shield. Patience is our strength. The alien queen adjusted her armor in her chamber, whispering her mantra. Every movement was precise, every system checked. She did not know the humans were nearby, observing and learning, yet her presence alone taught them lessons in vigilance, strategy, and the importance of preparation. Mara gazed at the alien sky, reflecting on the day. Humans endure, she said. We are small, but we are clever. We survive, we adapt, and we learn. That is why we will succeed where others might fail. The day ended with tension, knowledge gained, and anticipation of challenges to come. Humans had faced their first close encounter with the fortress, observing the Queen's power and intelligence without being discovered. The stage was set for the next phase, deeper exploration, understanding, and the test of strategy and courage that would define the human journey on Xerion. The twin suns of Xerion had just risen, casting a golden glow across the jagged cliffs and metallic surfaces of the alien fortress. Today was the day Mara Voss and her team would take the greatest step in their mission. Days of careful observation, drones, and mapping had brought them to this point. Knowledge had been their shield, patience their ally, and now courage would guide them forward. Everyone ready? Mara asked, her voice calm but firm. The team nodded. They had trained for situations like this, and their strength lay not in muscle, but in intelligence, coordination, and adaptability. Liara checked the drone feeds one last time. We've mapped the fortress thoroughly. Every patrol, every energy flow, every shield fluctuation. We know her patterns better than ever before. Mara smiled faintly. Then let's see the heart of the fortress. Observation brought us this far. Understanding will carry us further. The humans advanced along the cliffside toward a central entrance, a corridor that led directly into the fortress's inner chambers. The path was narrow, exposed to observation, and the risk of detection was high. But Mara's team moved with precision, timing their movements with shifts in shadows and brief gaps in patrols. Inside, the alien queen was already active. She had sensed subtle shifts in her environment over the past few days. Her armor, humming softly with energy, adjusted automatically as she moved. Careful, that part is critical, she whispered, a mantra that guided every movement, every decision, and every assessment of her surroundings. The humans reached the corridor leading to the central command room. Drones flew ahead, mapping the last stretch of defensive systems, turrets, energy shields, and sensor nodes. Patterns were clear, and the humans moved along the path of least resistance. Suddenly, a low vibration ran through the floor. The alien queen's antennae twitched. Her awareness was unmatched. She sensed something approaching but did not yet know the precise location of the humans. Curiosity guided her thoughts. They are clever, she whispered. Small, fragile, and persistent. But knowledge, that is their power. Mara signaled the team to pause. We are close. Observation first. Any mistake now could reveal us. Move slowly. Watch patterns. Stay quiet. The humans pressed forward, each step measured, each breath controlled. The central chamber came into view. A vast room filled with glowing energy conduits, holographic maps, and panels controlling every aspect of the fortress. At its center, the alien queen stood,